KCAL rocks. It is Patrick in the morning on a Monday. Time to talk some sports after the big weekend with our guy, Pep. Pep, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Patrick. Yeah, we're talking some NFL football because we're starting to talk about, playoffs and division winners. Well, as we wake up on this Monday morning, the Los Angeles Rams, after a huge win against Tampa Bay and some other wacky things that happened across the NFL, have put the Rams as the number one team in the NFC. They are 9-2 right now. They beat Tampa Bay last night 34-7. Bucs QB Baker Mayfield got injured his shoulder in that game. I mean, it was all bad for Tampa Bay, all good for the Rams. They're the number one team in the NFC. So if the playoffs started today, the road to the Super Bowl would have to go through SoFi Stadium and the Rams.
Yeah, and as we've been talking all season long, now everyone saw Matthew Stafford. He was on fire, throwing it into tight windows, throwing it deep, throwing it short, throwing it everywhere, turning the double play like a baseball player. He was absolutely incredible. Like we've been saying the whole year long, no one's talking about it. He's the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's gotten better with age, dare I say. And again, we had all those health concerns going into the season with his back. He looks fine. Yeah, you know what? And he was hidden in Detroit for all those years, right? People said how good he was. It's like, okay, is he really that good? I know he plays for a bad team, but if you put him on a good team, is he that good? Listen, it's proof, man. They've won a Super Bowl. The Rams are the top team this year. Like, he is that good. He's healthy. And yeah, the Rams' young defense and that seasoned quarterback on offense, I mean, they look like the number one seed in the NFC. They look exactly the part. They, like you said, Patrick, stealing a line from, I think it was Bill Parcells, they are what their record is. They're the best team in the NFC.
Also, shout out to Clayton Kershaw, who did the intro to Sunday Night Football when he talked about him and Stafford growing up in high school, playing football and baseball together. That was super, super cool, dude, and very nostalgic feeling. I know for most of us here in SoCal, it was for us, but I thought that was really cool.
I saw that too. I've known for a long time, they were lifelong friends, as children, growing up together. But to see Clayton Kershaw actually do that video, and it kind of clicked for me too. I'm like, wait, hold on. What if the Rams did win the Super Bowl this year? The Dodgers and the Rams winning it in the same year? I was like, oh, man, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, dude, totally crazy. Just funny to know that Clayton Kershaw was Stafford's center in high school.
Dude, Kershaw's a big guy.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's a pitcher, but if you look at him, he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
So the Rams are the number one in the NFC, 9-2 with that overall record. Listen, the Eagles got bounced by the Dallas Cowboys, who came back on this ferocious comeback to beat Dallas 24-21. So the Eagles are 8-3. Also, the Chicago Bears are 8-3. They beat the Steelers yesterday, and I know they didn't have Aaron Rodgers, but they still did what they had to do. They beat the Steelers. So when you're looking at the NFC playoff picture and who's going to have that number one seed, both Philly and Chicago are a game back. I know Seattle's right there. 49ers play tonight against the Panthers. So there's a log jam of teams right behind the Rams, but like I said, they're right behind the Rams. The Rams are still number one.
No doubt about it. They've distinguished themselves as the best team. I mean, and they showed it last night. And I mean, it is the reason that we love football. Who knew Chicago was going to wake up? Who knew that Philadelphia was going to kind of take a step back? It's so unpredictable in a lot of ways. It's really cool.
Yeah, with so many ups and downs, I mean, across the NFL. I know Kansas City got a big win yesterday to kind of at least keep them in the playoff picture. Buffalo is not, that same scary team. Buffalo is not, Baltimore's coming on strong right now, but I don't know if the Ravens are that scary in the playoffs. Dude, it could be – the Rams look like the only legit team. I know New England's good, but I don't know. Have they convinced anyone that they are, the team to beat in the AFC? So, I don't know. At least in my estimate, the Rams look like the best team in football, period.
They do, and they've sustained it kind of for a couple years now.
Yes.
The Patriots just showed up.
Yes.
So we don't know if they're a paper champion, as Mr. T would say in Rocky III, or not. The Rams, we know they're legit.
Yeah, over the AFC, you're exactly right. Is New England real? Are they a serious contender? Are they legit? I know they're good, man. It's a real good story, right? That New England is actually back and relevant. But I just don't know if they are the team to beat in the AFC with teams like Kansas City and Buffalo and Baltimore. All those teams waiting in the wings,
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, even look at Indianapolis. I mean, now after this weekend,
yeah,
we thought they were so good. Now they're on fraud alert, Pat.
Yeah, they lost. I mean, so now you're throwing Denver in the mix as maybe the number 1 or number 2 team in the AFC. So, and I don't know if anyone's, Denver, I feel like has gotten by, right? They have gotten by from week to week, just barely, escaping with victory. So I don't know if they've convinced anyone that they're, a legitimate Super Bowl contender, but they are what their record is right now. But once we get into December, and like those games are going to have some, huge meaning on them, like significant importance in terms of the playoff picture. That's when you have to step up in those big moments.
Oh, it's going to ratchet up from here. That's another cool part.
I love it, man. This is a great time of the year for football. I do want to point out a couple quarterback performances over the weekend. Shedeur Sanders making his first NFL start. Beat the Raiders 21-10, and I know it's the Raiders. I get that. I get it. It's Las Vegas, but he still went out there. And won. He threw a touchdown pass. So I'm not saying, go ahead and give him the gold jacket for the Hall of Fame, but he did go out there and win, and that's what you got to do.
He did. He looked okay. And you got to give him a little bit of credit. He did not implode. I know it's the Raiders, just like you said, but he did win and threw a touchdown. When they said, Stefanski says, I don't know if I'm going to start him. Start him, dude.
Yeah,
start him. Bro.
Why not?
Come on.
Why not? I mean, you're going to get eyeballs on your games. People are actually going to follow the Browns, so. Yeah, he wasn't great. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't great, but he did get the win. He did throw a touchdown for the Browns against the Raiders. Oh, and then the return of Kirk Cousins. We saw Kirk Cousins come back, lead Atlanta to a win against the Saints. Can Kirk Cousins resurrect the Falcons season and get them in the hunt?
A quality backup. Huge.
Yeah, it's super important. We've talked about it so much, man. You got to have a backup to sustain your team until the starter can get back. We saw it with my 49ers, with Mac Jones doing such a great job in the absence of Brock Purdy. So it is important. Yeah. So it's kind of fun to see Kirk Cousins back in the fold. All right, and finally, some college football, man. We are getting dangerously close to the end of the college football season. The final couple of weeks, we'll have the regular season games, your conference championship games coming up. For USC, it was a playoff game up at the Oregon Ducks, and the Ducks looked like the better team, man. They gave it to USC. 42-27 was that final score as the Ducks remain in the hunt, a duck hunt, if you will, for that Big Ten championship. And USC, Patrick, I don't see a path now to the college football playoff. I think they'll play UCLA this week. They'll probably get into a nice bowl game, but no college football playoff for USC.
Right. That's how, unfortunately, it looks for USC. And also Oregon's quarterback, he kind of struggled the last week or two. He woke up against USC, and he looked terrific.
And you know what? Remember, he's a UCLA guy. Dante Moore was at UCLA, so maybe playing USC means a little bit more to him than most of his teammates. So, yeah, beating USC is a big deal. And for Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, it's going to be one of those, two of those three teams playing for the Big Ten championship. I was hoping USC maybe had an outside shot, but they had to win. They had to beat Oregon. They had to beat the Ducks at Autzen Stadium. It just did not happen. Oregon is the better team.
And a tough place to play.
Yes.
I knew going into it. It's the original sound chamber. Other than Arrowhead and KC, it's the original built to be noisy kind of place. I've been there myself, and it is something else to play. Man, getting us all caught up on a Monday. Can't wait till we talk on Thursday to see what's happening for the next big weekend of playoffs with our guy, Pep. Tell him how to get your stuff.
Hey, you can get my stuff anytime, like Centennial playing for the Division I high school football title at the Rose Bowl against Carson Palmer in Santa Margarita. Get my stuff anytime on Inland Sports, X, Instagram, and Facebook. We're also on YouTube. That's Inland Sports. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thanks, Pep.